Hi, and welcome to our Facebook Friday. Today we are going to make some cards using some of the new paper and also the two Halloween sets. This one actually came out a little while back. It's called Fright Night, and I love the stamps in this, but I also love the dies. Let me show you those. We have these 3 spider webs. We also have one that says boo and eek, but the one that I like the best is this one with the label that is a double label, and we are going to be using this on our first card, but it just makes super cute stamps and labels, and so I think it's something that you'll find useful if you like to make a lot of things like that. And it's also cute for little Halloween treats for teachers and friends and neighbors and co-workers. So in addition to that, we're also going to use this one called Spooky Halloween. And this one has designer series paper that goes with it. And let me show you that as well. So on this one, it says Happy Halloween, spooky, no tricks, all treats, and don't worry, eat sweets. And it also has these cute little animals with a pumpkin and a broom and the little sparkles that you can use for stamping. Let me show you the paper that goes with that. So I kind of have this all over the place, but this way you can really kind of see it. But one of the papers has all of these different cutouts, and as you can tell, I've used quite a few of these, but there are, and you'll see some of these on the cards we make, but these are nice because you can cut these out and put them on your cards. In addition to that, there is a page that has all of these different backgrounds that you can use, and so they make instant cards. We're going to use one of those, and the back side of that is this really cute purple background paper, which is really nice. And then there is, whoops, so you're seeing all my scraps. There's also a page that has these banners that you can cut out, and then this gray pattern on the back. There's one with this orange, and on the back of it, let's see, you have these cute little animals again that are great. This one is probably one of my favorites. It has all of the different types of candies and suckers, and you've got little bats and white stars, and then on the back there's like a black and orange section that you can use. And then there is also this sheet that has all of these different windows, which is cute. And on the back of that is like an orange and white pattern. And then there is a page that has all of these different types of tags. And here's some more of those. And we're going to be using one like this today on a treat that we're going to make up. And then finally, on the page that has the different backgrounds, the middle section has this long section right here with all these different window fronts, and this would be great for a scrapbook page. So if you are looking for a cute Halloween set of paper, that is the one that you would want to get, because it will help you to make cards that are easy and cute and just really make up fast if you need to make quite a few. So with that being said, let's get started with our first card that we're doing. Oh, and by the way, we're going to make 3 cards, and if you would like to get a card kit to make these 3 cards, if you will place an order with me by Thursday, September 11th, and you can either use the description that is the link that is in the description of this video, or you can use this QR code and place an order of $35 or more, and I will send you this card kit to make these 3 cards. So let's get started. Our first card is going to have a black card base, which is always fun at Halloween. And let's see, I have some things behind here. Let me kind of get that out of the way. And, but we are going to use this super cute paper that I was talking about a while ago that is one of my favorites. But it has a gray background with these petunia pop, almost like blow pops, or the Tootsie Roll pops. You've got candy corn, white stars, black bats, and then these little like Tootsie Rolls that are in green and yellow that are super cute. So we are going to put this, and this paper is 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. So we are going to glue this onto our card front. So let me set that aside because that goes on the inside. And then we will put this together. I love this time of year. Fall is one of my favorites. It's nice because the weather starts to get a little cooler. Football is beginning. Not sure how many of you are football fans, but I really enjoy the fall season. I just think, I don't know, it's kind of refreshing, especially after you've had a hot summer. It's really nice. Okay, in this one stamp, or the die set that comes with this Fright Night, you have all of these little spider webs. And so what I did is you will have 4 of these cut in your card kit, and I will show you how we are going to put these together. So the first thing we're going to do, you will have the smaller of the label dies that I talked about earlier, and we are going to stamp with Memento black ink this stamp that has Fright Night, Boo, Beware, October 31st, Spooky, Scare, and Eek on it. And then normally I would stamp it first and then die cut it so that I know it comes out right. But for time's sake, I decided to try to stamp this this way. But I also made myself a backup one just in case it doesn't come out as good as I would like it to. So let's see, because with these rubber stamps, sometimes it's kind of hard to tell where your ink is going. So let's see if we can match this up. I'm not sure if we can or not. I think it might be a little bit crooked. You could also, yep, see it's a little bit crooked. You could also do it on the back if you wanted to, and you know, press this down on your stamp. I will send this to you die cut just so you will have the shape. And then if you would like to, you know, stamp on a regular sheet of paper and use this to trace around it, if you don't have the dies, you can do that. But because we are doing video magic, here it is right here, and it's already die cut for us. So what I am going to do now is I am going to layer this on this orange, I shouldn't say orange, Timid Tiger paper that is super cute. So let's just put some adhesive on the back, and I'm just going to glue this flat. And then one of the things that I did, right now, and I don't know how long it will last, but we still have some of the 2024 to 26 glimmer paper in the end colors, and in that comes some petunia pop. And so if you want to see if they still have this available, you can get that, and then we will use that to put around our tag. So in order to make this kind of stick up around it, I'm just going to cut this in half. And it doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to be cut. And so now what I'm going to do, and I'm actually going to use Stampin' Seal on this just to make it adhere a little better. I'm going to put some Stampin' Seal on the back of this. Let's see. And put some on the top and then some on the bottom. And then we will glue both of these pieces to this. Okay. So there we go. And then what I'm going to do, whoops, let me move this out of the way so that we have a little more space. I am just going to line up the sides and then get this with the size of border that I want and just kind of press this down. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. And again, I want to line up the sides and then get the thickness of border that I am looking for. And then once you get it where you want it, just kind of turn it over and press it down. Whoops, and we have a spider that's trying to get in on our die cut. All right, so now what we are going to do is we're going to take our spider webs and we are going to put these around here. So what I want to do is just put a little bit of Stampin' Seal on the back so that I can kind of control where this is going down. And it doesn't take a lot because we're also going to put all of this on dimensionals once we put it on our card. So what I want to do is kind of eyeball this to where I know these aren't going off the edge. And I want the first one, you want it to be where the bottom side is perpendicular. And I can tell you I need to move it. Is that right? No. It's going to be like this. Okay, and you want it to kind of be in the center. And then once you get the first one down, the others are a little bit easier. And so then we're going to put down number 2. And we're just going to line up these 2 edges and do that. And then on the other side, we will line this one up to where it is even. There we go. I think that looks right. And then finally, our last one. And again, you just want your edges to kind of line up so that they're sticking out about the same amount. And then you can always turn it over and kind of check it out that way. And then we're going to put dimensionals on this so that it will hold all of these down. And at the same time, it'll pop it up off of your card. And so let's do, and I'm just going to kind of put dimensionals all over this just to make sure everything stays down and we don't have anything coming apart on us. Let me do another one right here, and I think we're good. All right, so let's just pull the backs off of this. I think this set is really cute. It seems like every year they come out with super cute Halloween sets, and I just love them. They're always fun. All right, so then we are just going to put this in the center of our card and kind of press that down. There we go. And that looks about like we like it. And then you will have 2 of these smoky slate spiders that are really cute. I did these in smoky slate so that they would show up against the black. So we are just going to use a mini glue dot to glue these down. So let me grab some of those. And we'll put one right here, and then we'll put our other one up here in the corner. And I'm not going to put any kind of ribbon or embellishment on this, but you could certainly add that if you wanted to. I think I have my spider upside down. So this is the beauty of mini glue dots. You can just kind of pull this guy off and then re-adhere him, because we don't need an upside down spider. Here we go. All right. So here is card number 1. Oh, actually, you know what? We forgot to do the inside. So on the inside, we are just simply going to stamp Happy Halloween. So let's grab our Memento black ink and get this good and inked up. There we go. And then we will, I did not mean to make that scrape like that. We will just put some adhesive on the back. And then, whoops, open up our card. There we go. And press that down. And then you will have a small piece of your gray smoky slate designer series paper. So we are going to just put a little bit of adhesive on the back of that. And then glue this toward the bottom. So here is, and on the cards, if you place a $35 or more order, I will send you the stuff to go on the inside as well as the outside. So that is card number 1. How fun. Let me know at the end which one you think is your favorite, and we will post all of these and put the link out there so that you can place an order. All right, so our next card is another black card base. And this one is using some of the punch outs that we talked about on that paper. Let me get the name of that paper for you. It is, I have too many things right now. So it is called Spooky Sweet, and the SKU number is 166191. So if you are wanting a pack of this Spooky Sweet Specialty Designer Series paper, it has 12 sheets in it of the 12 by 12, and you get 2 of each one of those sheets. So lots and lots of fun stuff in there for you. So, all right. So we have one of the punched out hippopotamuses. We have one of the bats. We have one of the double candy corn, and another one of the single candy corn. So all of these are part of one of those sheets. And then on the inside, we have a piece of white. So we're just going to set that to the side. All right. So what we're going to do is we are going to adhere this. And this is one of those panels that I was talking about. And we're going to adhere this to the center of the front of your card. But it's nice because this is just 4 by 5 1/4. And all you do is cut around it with your paper cutter. And it will automatically fit the front of your card, which is nice. And then if you wanted to line it with another piece of cardstock, you could make it 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. And so there are several options available to you. So we are just going to put this on here flat. So again, this is 4 by 5 1/4. And then we're going to take our little hippopotamus that is so cute, and we are going to pop him up with some dimensionals. So let me grab some more of those. All right. And I am just going, you can put him anywhere you want to. I'm just going to kind of put him over here just a little so that there is room to put the other stuff on the card. So you will have these 3 pieces of candy corn. One of them is kind of a double punch out and the other one is a single. So I'm going to put the single one on here, and I'm going to put it on flat with a glue dot. So let me grab one of those. And we are just going to put that right next to that pumpkin. And then we will take the other two and also put a glue dot on those. In fact, I think I'll put 2 glue dots. Actually, I want to use dimensionals on these. So let me grab the smaller dimensionals and we will pop these up a little bit just to give it a little bit of height. And then we're going to kind of put these guys right here. Okay. All right. So then the other thing that comes with this suite that is super cute is this ribbon. It's got kind of an iridescent and it's in petunia pop. So we're going to tie a bow with that. And then we will do some stamping. Usually I do the stamping first, but for some reason I got out of order, but it's not going to mess this up because the bow does not go where the stamping is. So it should be just fine. So let's just, and this ribbon ties bows really nice. It's real easy to adjust them to the size that you want, which is kind of nice. All right, so we're going to make one that's not super long. So let's just trim our edges. And let's see, we'll cut this one about right there. There we go. So I'm going to wait just a second before I put that on. So we also have one of our punched out bats. So I'm going to put this kind of up here. So I'm going to use a glue dot for that. And we will put this guy about right there. And then you will have some scratch paper. And I'm going to use Petunia Pop ink. And we are going to stamp all treats, no tricks, or maybe it says no tricks, all treats. But we're going to cut that apart. And so I guess it does say no tricks, all treats. So we're going to stamp that and then fussy cut that out. There we go. Let's close this up so I don't stick my finger in it, which I have been known to do once or twice. And then I am just going to use my paper snips and kind of cut this to where I can cut this into 2 rows. There we go. And then let's cut this, and then we'll trim the edges. There we go. And I'll make this one just a little bit smaller so that it's not super wide. There we go. So there's one, and then we'll trim off the sides of this and this side. There we go. I think I've said that now to you about 14 times. So what I'm going to do is the one that says no tricks, I'm going to put mini glue dots on the back of that so that it will kind of be a little bit more flat, and then we'll use dimensionals on the one that says all treats. That way there is no mistaking that we would rather have treats rather than tricks. All right, so then I am just going to put this about right here and glue that flat, and then we will place some small dimensionals on the back of this. All right, and then we are going to place this kind of up here a little bit higher, and make sure his nose is over that. Okie doke. So now what we're going to do is we are going to put a mini glue dot on the back of our bow, and we are going to kind of put that at the bottom of our hippopotamus's bucket of candy to make it look like somebody gave him that with a bow. How fun is that? All right, and then this is one of my favorite parts of this suite. So you have these little, I don't know how well you can see these, but these are foam stars, and you have them in white, petunia pop, or actually it's almost like a gorgeous grape. I mean, it's a really bright purple, and then black. And so we are going to put a few of these on the front of our card, and then we will decorate the inside. But these are really fun. They are foam, so they are a little bit thicker than our normal embellishments. And so whenever you go to pull them off, you'll want to be careful that you don't take your pick tool in the middle of them. So I'm going to put a black one right there, and then let's put a smaller purple one maybe right over here. And I think that's all I'm going to put on there. So, but those are just really fun. So on the inside of our card, let's kind of decorate it a little bit. We are going to use, whoops, I'll put this off to the side so I don't mess something up. We are going to use the Happy Halloween stamp again, and stamp that in the middle. Okay, and then after you've done that, we are going to use our petunia pop, and let me show you one of the stamps that's in this set that I think is super cute. It is these little sparkles. I don't know how well you can see them. You'll probably be able to see them better after I stamp them on here. But we're just going to kind of stamp these around the Happy Halloween. But how cute is that? It's just kind of a little touch just to give us a little bit of sparkle without too much. There we go. And so I stamped that in the petunia pop. All right, so now we are just going to glue this on the inside of our card, and that is going to be the message on the inside. These are great if your kids are looking for cards for teachers because they're cute and not scary. I think they're also very appropriate, especially for younger kids. Just a lot of fun. I plan on giving some to my team at work because they're just a lot of fun. Super cute. So that is card number 2. All right, so our last card that we're doing, and then I do have one kind of surprise, but our last card that we're doing uses some of the, if you picked up, they are out of it now, but I still had some of the festive glimmer paper left over, and in that it has cherry cobbler garden green, and then this is granny apple green. So we're going to use this on this card. Okay, and then all of the circle is punched out with a 2 3/8 inch punch, circle punch. But then like all of these pieces came from that one designer series paper that is all the punch out things that come on that one page. So you've got your cauldron, your broom, and then we punched out a couple of bats. Okay, so what we're going to do is use our Happy Halloween stamp again, and this time we're going to stamp, this is just white basic cardstock. Actually, this is thick white cardstock, but if you don't have the thick, you could use the regular. And we're going to stamp this in the upper left-hand corner. Okay. And then Let me kind of close that up so I don't stick my finger in it. And then what I want to do is take our glimmer paper that is the Granny Apple Green. If you don't have glimmer, you can always use plain Granny Apple Green, and it will be just as cute. And we are just going to put some adhesive on the back. And this is a 1/2 inch by 5.5 inches. If I can pick this up without getting glue all over me. And then we are just going to place this right underneath where that Happy Halloween is. Okay, and then just kind of press it down. Next, we're going to put the designer series paper that we used a little while ago with the bats and the candy corn and the suckers and all that. And this is, I think this is 3/4 of an inch. Yes, 3/4 of an inch by 5.5. And we're going to put some adhesive on the back of that. There we go. I think my fingers are all sticky. I probably got glue on them a while ago and didn't even realize it. So we're just going to glue that right up next to that Granny Apple Green. Whoops. And don't leave a gap. And then finally, we have the other designer series paper that is your orange with the little black dots. And this one is 1 inch by 5.5 inches. So we are going to put some adhesive on the back of it. And slide this up. I think this one may be, well, that'll work. There we go. All right, and then you will have your little cauldron, and what's really kind of fun is we are going to place this on our circle, and then we will put the bubbles on after. So I am going to actually, let me see, yeah. So I am going to adhere this flat. Actually, I'm going to put this on the card first and adhere this flat, and then we will put the other pieces on. So let's just put a little bit of adhesive back here. And I tried to make it to where push this down just a little. I tried to make this to where the lines are kind of going at a diagonal. You don't have to, but that's what I was trying to do. And then I am going to put my cauldron on there with some dimensionals so that I can slide the broom underneath the side of it. So let's grab a couple of dimensionals, and I want to kind of put these in the middle so that I can slide the broom underneath the edges and it not run into that. And so we will do that. Whoops, let me push these up so that you can see what I'm doing. And we are just going to kind of put this over to the right just a little and let this bottom leg hang off just a tad. Okay, now you will have the bubbles that also punched out of that paper, and we are going to add those with some dimensionals. So I'm going to use the smaller dimensionals on it. We'll do one more. All right, and then we're just going to kind of put this to where it's even. There we go. And then we are going to put our broom flat, but I want to use glue dots to make sure that it does adhere well. So let me grab, whoops, I almost sent my glue dots flying across the room. I thought they were gonna fall, and I figured they would roll across the floor, which is always a fun experience. So I'm just going to put, whoops, a couple of these on here. And we'll put one more down here up at the handle. Okay, so now what I want to do is kind of slide this underneath here. Whoops. And you can push it down a little bit so that your handle doesn't go off of the edge of the page. And then just push it down. Okay, and then we have these bats. So let's put our bats on there. So much fun. And we'll put one right here, and then we will put the other one how about if we put him kind of right here, so it looks like he's just above the cauldron, which is fun. All right, so now we're going to take our Petunia Pop iridescent ribbon, and we're going to tie a bow with that. And super fun. There we go. Whoops, make this just a little bit smaller. There we go. Yep, I think I like that better. All right, and then let's trim the edges. And you can make these as short or as long as you would like. And we will use a mini glue dot to secure this. What would we do without our mini glue dots? And we're going to put that bow up here on the handle like that. And then finally, let's add some of our stars to put a little bit of extra sparkle on here. So let's see, let's use one of our purple ones. We'll put it up here. And then we'll do a medium size maybe over here. And then how about if we do one of the small black ones down here. And then let's do another purple maybe over here, which is fun. And then we'll put one more of the small black ones, maybe just kind of down here, just to give us an odd number. Okay. So I did not stamp anything on the inside of this, but obviously you could put whatever message you wanted to. But this is card number 3. Fun, fun. All right, so finally I want to show you this cute little tag that I made to go, and I just put some little jelly bellies in here, but this is the kind of stuff that you could give small gifts with. And these little iridescent treat bags you can find right here. And this is SKU number 166204. But these make up really cute with this ribbon. And all I did to make this is from that sheet of paper that had all of the tags on it. And all you're going to do, it comes exactly like this. So let me show you how we made it look like that. We are going to use some of the Petunia Pop ink, and we are going to use a blending brush and just simply put a little bit of ink on the background. So you just want to ink up your brush just a little. It doesn't take a lot. And then just real soft, just kind of blend it like that. And then that's all we're going to do. And then from there, oops, let me put that up so I don't put it all over me. From there, we're going to use our Happy Halloween stamp, and we are simply going to stamp Happy Halloween in the middle. I really like this Happy Halloween. You know, it's like the perfect size, and it's not hard to use or to look good. It just, and 9 times out of 10, it just comes out looking super nice. So there we go. We'll put that there, and then we can decorate that a little bit more with some of our stars, which are always fun. So we'll just throw a couple of these on there. This time, I'm going to use one of the large black ones. Whoops, if I can get it to come off of my finger. And put it right here. And then we'll do a purple one and put it up here. And then maybe another smaller purple one to go down here. Okay? And then if you have the old crocodiles, you can use that to cut a hole. That's what I did on this one. I just cut a hole in the corner, and then I did this and put it around the bag. So super simple, something that is a fun treat that you can do. And so these are our cards for today. So let me put these up. Again, if you would like a card kit to make all of these, I will send you everything for the 3 cards and also the label for the bag. If you would like a kit to do that, if you will place an order with me of $35 or more between now and Thursday, September 11th, I will ship that to you, and hopefully you can enjoy making these cards and get you some of this paper and make a lot more. So they are super cute and really versatile and nice for you to use for just about any kind of gift. Thank you so much for watching today, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you next week. Bye for now.